Hey YouTube, Rico Knows here. Got some DMs asking me, is this true? Did Coach Prime really make the Lil Wayne concert mandatory for all the Colorado football players? And this is the final straw. So if you remember, Lil Wayne performed a concert at Colorado, and the lamest thing happened, right? The absolute lamest thing in the world. The quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, got on stage, and he is not a performer. His song sucks. I told everybody on Twitter, please, somebody be honest with this kid and tell him that he needs to focus on football and stop trying to do these extracurricular things. You know, it reminded me of a kid who thinks his dad is the strongest man in the world. And you think your dad's the strongest man in the world because he keeps telling you he's the strongest man in the world. And you have no clue that he's not the strongest man in the world until you start seeing the rest of the world. For a guy like Shedeur Sanders or anybody who's listening, Coach Prime was a terrible musician, a terrible rapper. It was laughable. It was disgusting. He wasn't even Shaquille O'Neal good. Like, he was bad. His music was the worst. The shit didn't chart. Like, he released a single, Must Be the Money. We laughed at it for years. And now, here we are 20 years later, and you'll see the fans going, yo, Coach Prime got bars. Oh, my God, we just dropped a single of the year and all this shit. And you'll just be like, what are you talking about? This shit is trash. Please, be honest with these people. Be honest with yourself. So while I think Coach Prime is living in a fictitious world of musical success, and he's convinced his son that he's got this ability to do music, that's just crazy. Focus on football. You have a future there, but the rest of it is pointless. Now, my opinion of that is pretty clear. I think the music is terrible, and any time wasted on the music is wasted time. That was a little redundant. But now there's these reports from Athlon Sports saying over and over and over that Coach Prime made it a mandatory requirement to go to the concert and support, you know, Shedeur Sanders in his rap endeavor. Well, that sounds very toxic and problematic. I don't agree with that, and I probably don't agree with a number of the things that Coach Prime has made mandatory or has implemented within running the program. But that's because I assess decision making. That's because everybody's different. That's because you can run your program how you want. It's your house, it's your business, you do it. And you'll do it as long as you're employed. But we don't have to agree on things like that. That's fine. Forcing people to go to it, I mean, that's distasteful, right? I used to be a first sergeant in the military. I had a unit. I know exactly how to piss off everybody in the unit, and that's it is mandatory you all go to the following thing. It is mandatory you all watch the following movie or attend the following event. Yes, I have the authority to say that. Yeah, they've empowered me to tell people where they must be. But let me tell you how to lower morale in an organization. Tell them they must be somewhere at 5 a.m. Yeah, tell them they must be there at 5 a.m. They will be there because they have to legally, but they are furious and they are pissed. And you're not getting buy-in from everybody. So if you tell all the players they have to be at a concert, probably not going to get buy-in from all the teammates. It's the son of the owner, right? It's like if you worked at a business and the owner said you need to go support my son at his bullshit-ass concert. You're like, what? I don't want to be there. Well, you have to be there. You're my employee. Whatever. So I frown upon all that. And obviously the quote here is riveting. It says the Wayne concert was the final straw for a few players who hit the transfer portal. A source said, when Coach Prime told us we all had to be there to support Shedeur as a rapper, they were not happy at all. Okay. So right then and there, that makes me want to dig a little deeper. And that's because I know that the concert was on the 27th of April. If I remember correctly, right? Spring game weekend, whatever. 27th of April. So, like, if you read this story here, final straw for some. Shout out to Andrew Hughes at Glory, Colorado. And these people don't know what's going on. It's FS. I think that's fan side or something. So they write in here, and they're like, a source told Athlon Sports Steve Corder that was the final straw and proceeded to hit the transfer portal May 1st through May 15th transfer portal window. We don't have to read the story anymore. You don't have to read anything. And the reason for that is there is no such thing as a transfer portal window open from May 1st through May 15th. The transfer portal window was open April 16th to the end of April. Like, what are we doing? This is not real. How many players entered the transfer portal after the concert? You know, as it's the last straw. How many players entered the transfer portal after the concert? Well, you can see here, Omarion Cooper is the only one. Outside of that, Bishop Thomas was already removed from the team. Coffee Taylor Brooks, I mean, if you want to go there, if you think he's the one who was fed up and finally left. And then Victory Johnson, I believe, was a preferred walk-on. That's the guy coming over from Cal with his brother. What are we talking about? Who came in? Who left? Was it Omarion Cooper was fed up? Because they said players, plural, right? It was the last straw for the players. And a few players, but nobody jumped in the portal after it. They already had declared or were already departing. I'm really confused. The whole thing just doesn't add up for me. It doesn't sound right. Alt McCaskill, Wilkerson, Dylan Edwards, all those guys were in the portal already. Adam Hopkins. Like, I don't know. Portal closes. Everybody else was already in. So what are we doing? That doesn't make sense. I'm a little confused. Was it... No, there's Dave Harris, Chaz Wallace. All those guys are already in. Yeah, it's just... It doesn't sound right. So I'm not here to pick sides either way. I still think the concert was stupid. I still think forcing people to go to the concert is dumb. But this last part where it was like the last straw for everybody, maybe they mentally checked out. But who jumped in the transfer portal because of this concert? I don't know. I think it is dumb. And Coach Prime made a poor decision even throwing the damn concert. Get focused. Do your football thing. Be great on the field, which they haven't done. But the rest of it, man, feels like wasted energy. But this whole thing where every news source is reporting this, and they have it all, Athlon Sports said this, I just don't buy it. A simple fact check will help you out. After the concert, who jumped in the transfer portal? Let me know. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.